The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
He had?
None. That's the first one. He hadn't touched it yet. He just likes to hold it.
Doc! What are you doing?
I've lost her, Marty. There's nothing left for me here.
All right, but that's why you gotta come back with me.
Where?
Back to the future.
Right. Let's get going.
Right.
Gentlemen, excuse me, but my friend and I have to catch a train.
Here's to you, blacksmith!
And to the future.
Amen. Amen.
Emmett, no!
We're back, people. How are we? You missed us. It's been a month, over a month since we last tickled your earlobes and that, you know what I mean? But eventually, after the festivities, episode 4 of series 4. Chris, you're back, mate. How are you?
Aye. Oh, super duper, well rested. Was full of that Christmas cheer and the likes, you know. But how was you? How were you, mate? How was your Christmas?
Was good in parts, mostly stressful in others because we're quite a sick house, man. That bug flying about, that bug flying about, biting us on the arse. Know what I mean? But that was great, man. Just the few days we had, fucking like yourself, mate. It's great, innit? Love. Hate your family all year, but they're smashing for that couple of days.
Aye, mate. It's all bright lights, decorations, booze, and munchies. Know what I mean? What else can you ask for? Plus, you get to wear daft jumpers.
That's true. Do you know what? I think for the first time in years, we've actually no flung out a lot of shit and all. I think we've made a point of fucking eating everything we buy, and it's not getting bought again. You know what I mean? So I think I've still got 4 mince pies left for the Christmas shit, and a couple of frozen trays of pigs and blankets in the freezer for the cold winter afternoons.
Oh, do you mean like the day? Know what I mean? We're supposed to get snow later.
Aye.
Oh.
Not at I had a light flutter of snow this morning when I took the Wednesday to school, mate. So it's definitely in the post because the clouds have all joined up now. As I look to my right here, out the window, here's the weather report, people, for fucking Tuesday. Aye, if it gets any darker, man, it's going to come down, innit?
You know, you said that there. All the clouds have came together. They're taking over.
That way they join up and it gets all dark. And 9 o'clock in the morning looks like bloody 10 o'clock at night. You're like, oh no.
Man, clouds
big
up
flakes are coming.
Clouds up there with Masonic handshakes and all that. Hey.
All bonding together like the spaceships in Guardians of the Galaxy. The Nova Prime.
Oh, superb, man.
So, apart from all that hilarity, people, thanks very much for sticking with us because we have had quite a steady following over the last 4 weeks of older material on the Buzzsprout. I keep saying that. It's fucking acting about 60-year-old man. On our listening platforms, we've had a steady, we've not took a dip, which is quite good. On YouTube, some things are struggling to get to 100 views and other things are over 6,000 views. You had a wee find the other day, didn't you? Where American Pie the Wedding, didn't you?
Aye, that's went right off its nut. People must have been feeling romantic.
Aye, feeling romantic or feeling that they want to be just out of high school and trying not to become that adult, know what I mean? Harry fucking partners.
Aye, man, it's near enough 7,000 views on it, isn't it? Which is amazing, well appreciated.
Still climbing, mate. And our collaboration with the Seismic boys there is running about the $3,000 in it.
Aye. It was a good night. That fun was had by all.
It was. Poor Paul, he's still hitting himself in the back with fucking butt sleeves for his audio. Fucking my fuck. So I mean, I'm like, well, that Cam doing it wasn't as bad as all that, you know what I mean? It really wasn't, actually. But I was kind of the same when we went in the collab with him. I was a bit fucking shiting off the internet connection. But hey ho, lots of good films on the horizon. Starting with this one today, which has been long in the making. To be honest with you, because I picked any one of the three, couldn't we, of this franchise, because they're all top tier. And as a franchise, mate, it's up there with any 100% fucking franchise you want to mention in it.
Aye. Oh, definitely. Just the amount of fans behind it and all this stuff, and it's when you think of the 80s. Well, see, when I think of the 80s anyway, I always seem to think of this. So it just goes on and on. It's that big, you know what I mean?
If you just think of this, you don't think of Howard the Duck, no?
No. I've seen Howard the Duck and I like it and all that, but see...
I've seen Howard the Duck and I like it.
I've got a lot of time for Howard the Duck.
Wee duck boobs and all that.
No, it's just for some reason this just seems to epitomise all it for me. You know what I mean?
Aye.
100%,
obviously, mate.
Aye. It's
the fashion, the time, the music, everything about it. Do you know what I mean? And like you said as well, mate, it's no went away. It's as relevant today as it's always been. Every now and again, I follow the official page on Instagram, but there's about a million other ones, you know what I mean? Parody ones and merch and people buying the DeLoreans and all that, which I would, if I had the money, that's the first thing I would look into getting as a DeLorean and doing it up, man.
Oh, super, man. Just imagine you getting out of there like
that. Well, I'd need to lose about 8 stone to get into the bastard, first of all, you know what I mean? And it'd need to be my weekend toy, because you couldn't get a week's messages or any wains in the back, which is fucking suits me fine. Dr. Fusion in the back here with the totty peel and the cans of flat beer and shit, and they're like, oh, brilliant, isn't it?
Aye. It's brilliant. It's one of the top sci-fi films, well, time travel ones anyway as well. Because again, I think I don't know if this was responsible for all the you can't see yourself in the past and all that stuff, or you influence the future and all that stuff like that. Did this come up with this stuff, or was it something else?
Aye, because Doc Brown in the second one mainly, the second one is very big on the fucking you can't now influence, and then it shows you why, because Biff gets the book, goes back, changes history, and the new reality's fucking horrible, you know what I mean? So it's a big deal. However, I know what you mean, because this is time travel in working man layman's terms, in it. It's just one timeline, it's quite simple. But it annoyed me when they started talking about time travel in Endgame. And they kind of fucking poo-pooed this and every other time travel film that I love. You know what I mean? Started getting all physical and sciencey and shit like that. And I was like, shut up.
That's just what I was wondering, because it's like, it's now the thing now. Like, and to me, you see time travel films, it's like, don't swap that fucking fly. You know what I mean? Oh,
no.
You know what I mean? It's just, I was wondering about
I watched the Flash again the other night, mate. And, you know what I mean? Can of tomatoes. See, before I seen that, the Flash, and I kept going about can of tomatoes. I'm like, what the fuck talking about? But it's just one ripple in it, one tiny thing, like you say, swatting a fly can make all the difference. And especially when you've got infinite timelines. which Loki's now suggesting, and Ant-Man and all that kind of stuff, which is heat candy in it.
Aye. It's just getting too much. But hey ho. It's a lot of stuff to be explored. You know what I mean? Different ideas that can be made up and stuff. But
Mate. So for anybody that's been on planet fucking Balunga and Nebulous 5 in the last 34 years, Jesus.
Balunga, I went there on the holidays, 1996.
Oh, that's summer every day there. But a year lasts 9,000 days, which is a bit fucking long. So let's talk all shit. For anybody that's never seen Back to the Future 1, 2, or 3, this is the third in the trilogy. And Marty travels back to 1885 to the Old West, where Doc Brown has fallen madly in love with a local school teacher. Marty must get him out of the Wild West in order to save him from a premature death, which is a very kind of regimental description, which I've copied and pasted there, which there's a lot more to it, mate, isn't there?
Aye, so much of it. But see, out of the 3 films, have you got a particular favourite?
This one. It was the second one for 20 years. And then, see, I remember going to see Back to the Future 2 was it felt like years and years in the making for the first one, when in actual fact it was only 6 years. But when it came out, brilliant. I was there first day to see Back to the Future 2 in the pictures, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing, for all this stuff crammed into it, and all the timelines and the story and blah blah, the flying motor and all that. And then at the very end, it went right into the trailer for Back to the Future 3. You know, because obviously no social media, nothing was spout about it. It was only when you went to the cinema to see Back to the Future 2, it was Back to the Future 3 had been made, man, and it was coming out within the year, and I'm all goosebumpy and all that. But I mean, the futuristic stuff, a lot to love about it. However, to go for that extreme, right back 100 years into this, and we'll talk about a lot of stuff what I like in the film and you like in the film as to why. But what's your favourite out of the 3?
This as well, mate. This, I used to like the second one like yourself, but I think it's just because this one's a lot more Doc Brown centered.
Aye, 100%. I don't know if it's true or no, but it feels like he's got the most screen time out the whole 3 films in this one, didn't it?
Aye. Because like you, see when I watched, because I did watch the other 2 leading up to this, because I feel you need to do that for some reason. But it's like he's like a bit character, and the other one's not. I mean, don't get me wrong, the other films are brilliant and all that, but this, he just seems to, like you say, is get me a screen time, and who doesn't like Christopher Lloyd? Know what I mean?
See, aye, because you're watching it for review purposes, you watch it through. You did, didn't you? Watch it through different eyes. Doesn't matter how many times you've seen your favourite films right now. And like you, probably I've seen this hundreds of times, man. Yeah. Christ, Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3 used to be on every week on ITV 1, 2, and 3. Do you know what I mean? And it's just one of the ones you turn it over, I'll just watch it. It's just, and that's the fucking lovability about the whole franchise, mate, innit?
Aye. No, it was hilarious about this. See when we says we're going to review this, and I went, "Oh, that'll be on the fucking telly, not a fucking never to be seen."
No, absolutely not. And for somebody that had, which I did, I had the box set of this for nearly 30 years before I stupidly get rid of all my physical media, sold it all. And then I'm like you, I'm like, it will be on one of my streaming apps. As it fuck. It was on Prime. And again, even though I've paid for Prime since 2006, I need to pay $5.99 to get it. But hey ho, you know what I mean?
It's a small price to pay. But
Small price to pay there, just a little slap to your finances.
talking about Amazon Prime, I got an email off them saying, we're going to be doing this new thing with ads. If you want to do it without ads, you can pay more money. Oh, is that right? You're pushing me right into the arms of the black market there.
I put that up on Facebook saying, well, this is the first thing to go in New Year. Because I think I got that on Boxing Day, that email. What, are you fucking kidding me on? Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for being such a loyal customer. However, I would pay £2.99 more a month to get like unlimited films that I used to get.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
It's shite, man. Like, if I was the same thing, I get they went the opposite way with Netflix. Netflix went like that. Here, we'll give you a discount if you want to watch these adverts like that. Fucking leave me alone. I want to watch a film. Leave me alone.
Aye. I know. Fair play to Netflix. They've kind of kiboshed it. They've not done it yet anyway, which is quite good. But anyway, we digress, I suppose.
Aye.
So, just the way this starts again, mate, like I said, if it could have come on straight away after the second one in the cinema. That's the thing about these three films, they bleed into each other just seamlessly, don't they?
Aye. It's because, this is apparently, obviously, the filmmakers of this, they didn't really intend to make a trilogy. I think it was to be like one film, and then they went, "Oh, that was successful. We'll make this other one." So see the second film. It was supposed to be one film like this, and then into the western, but they just decided to make it into three, which I found quite interesting considering how well they are done. Know what I mean?
Aye.
So,
aye,
but
aye,
you're right,
it was
mate.
great. I mean, as I said, the second one felt a long time in the making. I mean, compared to fucking Top Gun and Top Gun 2, it really wasn't, you know what I mean? But the sequel we thought we didn't need, you know what I mean?
Aye.
Mad Maverick. We were talking about a third one, and I think that's just going to be too much, but hey, that's another day. But this one came out in the UK the 11th of July 1990, again directed by Robert Zemeckis, and starring Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Mary Steenberg, Thomas F. Wilson, and introducing Leah Thompson. No, Leah Thompson's Marty's Moss, sorry. Steenberg's fucking Clara on it. But box office, 245 off a $40 million budget.
I'd say that's a success.
Yes. But really, see the more I discussed box office and budgets and all that every time we do this, it really doesn't fucking bother me, but it's just, I suppose it's just for context, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think that 245 million in today's market would have been $1.5 billion or something like that.
Problem I don't see, for some reason that has got an influence on people watching films, but see when they say, "Oh, it didn't do well," or "It must have been shit," no, it's just because see a lot of things that people love now, like cult films. Like just take Big Trouble in Little China. That didn't do well, but now everybody loves it. It's weird, man.
There's an absolute bevy of films that we've reviewed that have done shit at the box office. Mad Max being probably the biggest one, but for then to now, what was it we said it had like a 100,000% markup on its budget or something like that?
Yep.
Fucking stratosphere.
Aye. Chaos, man. I don't get it. Yeah. But I think critics play a lot with stuff like that. I think they can influence a lot of things.
Oh, you're right.
Just take Disney films and all that, for instance. See some of the Marvel ones, some of the Star Wars ones that will give brilliant reviews. Go see this, and then you sit there and you go, "This is absolutely hoaching." Know what I mean?
Aye. Why is Leia flying? Leia flying in the space? What's it doing there? Aye. As I say, I listen to John Campea show which I respect and I really, really like. I've not listened to it in a long time, to be honest with you, but you're right, mates. A lot of people going to see a film on the critics' review of box office, which is shite, utter garbage. And especially now, you're getting screen tests of a film by critics a month before you get to see it, and they're already telling you the projections, they're telling you the Rotten Tomatoes and all that kind of garbage, and you're like, just fuck off. As I said, I watched The Flash again the other night. I don't care what MD says, right? Ezra Miller is a wee prick, right? We know that. But as a movie, I think it's fucking great. I don't think it's top tier, one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life, but I've watched it 3 times now, and I just smile from start to finish. See, when you get all that Michael Keaton stuff in it and all that, I just think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But there we go. We digress again, mate.
No, done it in a while. We need to get on this digression route.
We've been off for a month here. We're not been off in tangents in a month. It's fucking murder. They're bollocks.
Man, crack kids.
Michael J. Fox, mate.
Oh,
How good is he?
oh, brilliant, mate. It's again, obviously they had another actor in for this part originally, but then swapped it. But they definitely swapped it for the better. I mean, it's
Another Flash reference because it goes into a different timeline, and it turns out that Eric Stokes is fucking Marty McFly on it.
aye, brilliant, man. Can't say enough about the guy. And all the way through these films, he just captures a
Yeah. Would there be some diary freed up time for the man?
I've got a lot of time for that boy.
No heard that in a month, man. Oh,
But isn't it? He's great when he does these films. I don't know. It's like he captures like some sort of like I don't know, like childlike happiness or whatever it is. Not. I mean, it's weird. He'd try and
listen, we say this a lot about films we watch, about how other actors could have played the part of the person that eventually got it, and you're like, I can't see anybody in this role. But Michael J. Fox's Marty McFly was born to do that role. If he'd done nothing else in his career, this would have been the pinnacle, because he's more Marty McFly than he is anybody in anything else. Teen Wolf and all that. Secret of My Success, the telly stuff he's done, even the cameos he does in kind of sitcoms. He was in Scrubs and all that as well. Still good, but he's Marty McFly. You couldn't look at Michael J. Fox and no think like Johnny B. Good or do you know what I mean?
Exactly. I see. It's like the enthusiasm he brings to it. Know what I mean? It's like it's brilliant, man. Can't say enough about the guy. And brilliant, mate. And obviously it's shite you seeing him the way he is now, but what can you do, mate?
Don't get where I get just another one of the why the good things happen, bad things happen to good people. You know what I mean? Because he's as jovial and upbeat about it as I would probably never be. You know what I mean? Anyway, him playing that part, Christopher Lloyd is Doc. Obviously, he's got a bigger back catalogue. He's got a vaster body of work than Michael J. Fox had at that time. Again, Christopher Lloyd will just always be Doc. You mentioned there, mate, about the enthusiasm and the vibrance. See the two of them. I've made a point of saying there, it's the physical acting of the two of them, innit?
Aye. And they're no still for a second. You know what I mean? And it's like it's all very physical acting. It's sort of raised eyebrows. Seeing
all 3 films, Doc's always thinking, but if I do this, if I do that, and he walks away from Marty all the time, and Marty's just Doc. I mean, he's always following him. It's just brilliant. Just
he's always
energy.
Manic. Pure manic in it, like a mad scientist.
Because even the way this starts, it's the end of the first one, which obviously coincides with the end of the second one being the same scene at the clock tower, 1955. He just sent him away. He's all chuffed with himself. And then just hear, dun, 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 and he just runs up the street again. You're like, oh, brilliant. Superb.
Aye. Aye. See you. He must have been like that. See you. Well, you fuck off.
You know what I went through. And you're back. And in all three films, I've got to say, they never do learn just to put an extra can of gas in the car. Know what I mean?
Aye. Aye, there's definitely things you can nitpick it, but it's a family
Aye.
film, innit? You're not supposed to be. Oh,
No, there's a
come
hundred
up and
things
down.
you can,
Aye.
and I don't
Aye.
want to, any of them.
Aye. Aye, because the whole part as well, like, they need to, is it, they've not got these parts for the motor. Well, go to the cave and strip that down. Help me to help you.
Aye, it's great. Because even when they're doing it, but back in 1955, and Doc's looking at the microchip under the big eyeglasses, like, no wonder this thing blew. Made in Japan. But in the 80s, like Marty said, all the best stuff's made in Japan. Everything's fucking Japanese. Do you know what I mean?
Practically it's the same with them, mate. It's like-
True, mate. Aye, true. See at the start, the film just explodes into action right away. When they wake up, see before they wake up, it's that whimsical music in it, and it's just taking you through with the credits. I think it's a stupid wee thing, but I think it's brilliant. It's showing you the photographs and the fireplace, and them sleeping peacefully and all that. I just like shit like that. And then they just the telly goes on, and Doc wakes up, goes, and poor looks with his eyes at the telly. Howdy doody time.
Oh, it's mental, man. Aye, you're right, mate. Aye, because that's like a wee calm before the storm sort of thing, isn't it? It's just, just because it goes like 100 miles through there, on it. You know what I mean? It just because see the pacing in this, I know, mate. I think that's another thing that's brilliant about it. It never really like properly slows down. I mean, it's just everything's I just paced well. Like even when obviously Marty meets his family again in the West, that's when it kind of slows down. But it's
Just for a wee bit of context.
aye, it's quickly done, and then you're back right, carry on with the story sort of thing. Not like a pure off road that you get in some films.
There's about five. You're right. There's about 5 bits in this film where it slows down for about 3 minutes, just to let you know where you are and what's happened. Like Seamus and his family, like you say. The other time when Doc's in the bar and he's talking about the future and all that. The other time when Clara's talking to Doc and she's explaining what she does in astronomy, and there's a Jules Verne reference which is throughout as well. It's smashing, but apart from that, it feels 100 mile an hour, but it feels well paced. Whereas films today seem either just a bit too long or far too short and crammed or need space. You can't get a happy medium. It's very, very hard to do.
But that's it. I mean, this film's what, 2 hours long, and it doesn't feel
Just
it.
just under.
Does not feel it at all. I mean, whereas there's films I have watched recently that are 2 hours, and I go,
damn your eyes.
I've got phantom pains in my body. Is that a heart attack?
Aye. Do you ever think that when you get to the cinema, I know, got the comfy seats you've ever sat in your life, but they're sore as fuck after a time, you know what I mean?
Aye. See if the film is terrible. You start going, somebody slipped a fucking concrete slab underneath me here.
Aye. That way, if a dead body's been lying too long, all the blood settles in the one bit of its body. Feel like that
Big
guy at a
fucking nuts.
Robocop. Trying up for a pee. He You feel like him at a Robocop. No! Oh no! Get away from me, man!
Oh, brilliant, man.
Let's say, he's a couple of your favourite bits, mate.
Oh, it's see the whole first one. It's obviously when they got the back into the West, right? And there's this big contraption, right? Like steam's coming off it, there's pipes, and you're going like, what the fuck's this for? Know what I mean? And then you see all this cranking, fucking everything up and all that, and then a wee ice cube comes out, mate. I fucking killed myself laughing again because I forgot about it. I was like,
because it's in the background and you're like that because they're doing dialogue, they're not taking any notice it. You're looking there, Doc Shooter, it's this fucking thing, and it's like you'll not remember Bertha. There used to be a children's show called Bertha, and it was a big giant machine that just made shit, and that's what it's like, mate. It's just okay, ice cube coming.
oh mate, I was just howling, man, because I was like, when I was watching it again last night, I'm going, what's that for again? What does that create? That creates something, doesn't it? Then the next thing, an ice cube fell at me and I fucking nearly rolled off the bed. But, oh.
Aye. But do you know another little detail about that, which was genius? They didn't make it perfect, a perfect water ice cube, because the water back then wasn't fucking perfect. So it still came out like a wee brown ice cube. So Doc should have made a filtration system, I think.
Because even then, see when I seen it coming out, and I'm going, what's that for again? And then it wasn't until I went, iced tea, and I went, oh, it's a fucking ice machine.
One ice cube at a time every half an hour. Oh, he hadn't to labour my whiskies.
Superb, man. The other one is just a standout for me, mate, is just the whole Doc when he's in the bar. And he's just, you can see the dialogue for bits of it, mate. It is just brilliant, man. Like,
the three crows.
So good, man. Just standing there like that. How many has he had? Like, that's his first one. Doesn't he drink it? He just hods it.
Aye, it's great. Even the three old crows, the guys that have just they went for a pint 3 years ago and have never left. You know what I mean? And the dialogue with the Doc and with Marty and all, and that wee guy's voice, who you've only ever heard in like a cartoon.
Aye.
You'll be labelled the yellow belly for the rest of your days.
Aye. Because I was like, oh, I recognise his voice, and he's done. I'm sure he's in the Goofy movie. I think he's in the Aristocats or something, and maybe I think he might have been one of the Dugs in the Fox and the Hound or something. I was like, oh, it's that guy with a voice.
I definitely cartoon, mate. As soon as you hear it, you're like, he's a cartoon. But I just couldn't. You've done a bit of research, I didn't.
You see the three guys? They were all big in their own right, seeing westerns and all that, because they were in stuff. I think it's fall back as the fucking 40s or something. Know what I mean?
That's right. Aye, they were in a rake of films, an absolute baby. They've got bodies of work as far as the eye can see. The three of them.
They've got graveyards of work. Bodies here.
Stones and the like. Aye, they were in everything. They were in fucking like Rawhide, and they were in all these westerns with fucking John Wayne and Clint Eastwood and all that jazz.
Telling you, anybody listening, go and look at the IMDb's. It's a list. It's unbelievable, man. There's at least 5 scrolls in the bastard.
Back to the Golden Age of cinema, say. Back to the time when they did a film every 3 weeks, man, and get fucking 9 dimes and
I know. When
right on the trolley car.
Aye, whiskey was unfiltered. Leaded paint. Stay away from that lead-based paint, Jimmy.
Gee, mister, will I? Oh God, the old American dreamer. Christ, we went from 1885 to the 40s. Oh, great stuff.
Oh,
So I
well,
mate, that is a good one.
what about yourself, mate? Have you got any ones that stood out particular for you, mate?
Yeah, I've got 37 favourites that's done it, but
He's got a stone out
today
that
a
boy.
couple. Today a couple. Storky. Today a couple off the bat. As I said, there's a simple fucking things that get me and make me feel good about this film, right? One of them's the fireplace at the start, blah blah. You see when Marty walks into town and the camera pans over the hill valley top, and that's you. You're back. You're in the fucking West. And then it makes a point of Foley and Marty's walk through town, looking at everything that is 1885. You know what I mean? The bathhouse, the butcher, with all the flies and all that. And he's obviously goes into the bar and just opens the door like Clint Eastwood. So I think that's brilliant, mate. That whole bit. But just before that, even the Indians will only be there. They bother. Goes back, stops the water. Indians gets the fuck, reverses into the cave, and then gets out. Shit, the cavalry! Just two pure stereotypical things. You think if I went back to the West, that's the first things I'd see. And that, because he's physical acting, because when he falls down the chase by the bear, falls down the hill, rattles the fence, it's great. Just like when you said in the bar about Doc, see when he takes the whiskey and just fucking goes, man.
Face plants.
And I don't, you're like that to yourself, if that's him or a stuntman, that's so.
Aye, it's so. Oh, brilliant, man.
Again, we get the reprisal of Tom F. Wilson and Leah Thompson as like Buford and Seamus's Maggie McFly.
Aye.
So they've reprised their roles again for the third time, probably playing the 9th part each. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. You're going to love when all these first things all come out. They must have been like that. Oh, I'm fucking guaranteed work forever, man.
Definitely. It's kudos, but to them all as actors, even again, Michael J. Fox, he plays about fucking 5 or 6 parts throughout the 3 films. Do you know what I mean? But the other two, because they're doing different versions of themselves as well, it's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Because I think Buford Tannen he's fucking up there with Doc and Marty in this movie, man. So good.
Oh, I mean, he's a brilliant character in this, mate. He's probably see the 3 different versions that he's played, like the main characters he's played in this franchise. This man's my favourite. Just Mad Dog.
Aye.
It's just because he's still stupid, know what I mean? But he's more like menacing, know what I mean? It's brilliant, man.
Aye, there's more to fear about him because he's a bully in every timeline.
Aye.
But in this one, he's fucking a bully with a gun. Although in the second one, when he goes back to alternate 1985 and he's made his fortune, there's a menace about him, isn't there, man? When he tells Marty to jump off the roof and all that, or I'll shoot you.
He's very kingpin like.
He's a badge in the bastard. But in this, mate, he's top drawer, and he's just fucking, as you say, he's as stupid as he is scary. Even when at the fete or the fair, whatever it is, and they decide that's it, me and you, we're doing this, and they can't get a time. Just eating you tomorrow. Can't do tomorrow, Buford. We're robbing the Maybell stagecoach. Okay, go and get you something else that we can't do that either. It's like, what about Monday? We do anything Monday? Can we do Monday? Yeah, we can do Monday. Yeah, that's good. And then the whole breakfast thing.
Oh mate, superb, man. Aye, it's definitely well done, man. You see the way they reimagine these characters as well. to make them different. I think it's not short of genius. You know what I mean?
It's the short of genius, mate. It's fucking brilliant. The writing and the directing and the. By the way, see the effects and all.
Aye.
They're fucking great. They're great. Even the very first one, I noticed more last night than I did before, is when Seamus gives Marty baby William.
Mhm.
And obviously it's incorporated with Maggie walking past to
Aye.
make that transition seamless, but it's fucking perfect.
Aye. It was brilliant, mate. I get see when you're every time we do one of these and there's again what we were said. See that effect I've done, like CGI'd him into that scene, obviously pre-recorded. That still stands up better than some things that came out in the 90s. And I don't know what the fuck happened. Know what I mean?
By the way, it stands up better than the CGI in The Flash.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Aye. I don't know, man. Oh, aye. Because we've said this before. See, in the 90s, mate, you can watch some things and you go, wowza, that is a cartoon. Know what I mean? You're like, oh my days. And you see this, and you can believe that they two are sitting there talking to one another. Know what I mean? That's
great. And it's kudos, as you say, to the actual, again, physical acting, whereas he's doing that to nothing and they're doing that to nothing. But the timing's in sync. Even to the last bit, mate. And I noticed again last night when him and Jennifer are at the train tracks and Doc takes the train up in the air. And just little things like the back of the trains are squiggling because that's what would happen.
Aye.
And then, see if you look at Marty and Jennifer doing their acting, because obviously there's no fucking train flying there.
Exactly.
They foley it seamlessly. Do you know what I mean? Above their head. You're like, too many takes that they had to take, you know what I mean?
Aye. It's good, mate. It's like you say, the effects in it all stand up. Actually, it was no gave awards for the visual effects. So
that's the one thing I never done my due diligence on this week. I do apologise. You probably did.
Aye, but like you say, mate, the effects all stand up. And then see the practical stuff they done in it as well. Like the whole with the train at the end, when they're trying to get back to the future sort of thing. It's brilliant, mate. Aye, it's
absolutely great.
They've really done it, know what I mean? She's hanging off the side of the train and all that. It's brilliant, mate.
Aye. And do you know why that's believable as well? Because back then they made dresses out of stronger stuff. See if that was done by the last of the day with a fucking new look dress on. She was under the wheels, no bother. But back then you're like, aye, the dresses, they were built, the dresses. Corsets and everything under them.
Aye, you'd fucking 3 generations of women wore that dress. One night out to the now, and it's fucking tore the arse out of it.
Oh. So, aye, that is great, mate, because I've still watched it last night. I've seen it over 100 times, still getting tension about, is he going to make it? Is Doc going to catch her? Is he going to get the hoverboard under his foot? Oh, that's still practically brilliant. Even the stupidest thing where obviously you can't hear her shouting. Everything that's happening, you see her in the background on this fucking horse before she gets on the train. And then she decides, she has the thought to pull the tutor, know what I mean?
The tutor.
His eyes go mental again.
We're on a ghost train, it's haunted.
Aye.
But I was going to say something, I don't know, man. I see that actress as well. She wasn't. This was actually wrote for her, but she wasn't going to take it until Wayne's convinced her to take it.
Who's Wayne's?
That Stellenberg or whatever her name is.
Oh, Steenberg guy.
She wasn't going to take it until our kids convinced her. And I'm thinking, why would you want to be part of Back to the Future? Gain how successful the first one was, know what I mean? Because I know they did film the second gen and this one back to back. So it was like...
No, I don't know her back catalogue up to that point. Maybe she thought of herself a wee bit more a serious actor and thought this was childish, but she's definitely not done that since, because Or has she been in fucking Step Brothers
Hey,
and
brothers.
Elf?
I'll drop that
I mean-
motherfucker.
I saw my own son use a bicycle as a weapon.
You were screaming
point-
rape at the top of your voice.
I'm so not a raper.
It's fucking...
One point, he looked in my eyes and he said, "Let's get it on." Oh. So, when Marty gets back, mate, obviously can't use the name McFly.
But back to the practical effects. Aye.
Oh, go, sorry.
No, back to the practical effects. Michael J. Fox was doing all his own stunts and all, and one nearly went terribly wrong, didn't it?
Mate, it did. Which I never knew about. Apparently it's was widely known, but I didn't know about this until the last couple of weeks. When Buford lynches him, Buford and the gang lynch him, and they string him up. He was actually fucking hanging, wasn't he?
Aye.
So much so that he even passed out.
Aye. And this is, I don't know how true that is and all that, but they're saying that could have been something that went along to start his Parkinson's or something, but I don't know, mate.
I don't know.
Reach.
I just thought it was strung up wrong and he was actually choking. But apparently Zemeckis said, "Do you want us to take that footage out?" And Michael J. Fox says, "Let us see it." He's like, "No, because it looks like I'm choking." Says, "Keep it in."
I was going
You know what I mean?
to say, that's damn fine acting. Aye.
And the Oscar goes to Michael J. Fox. But I think part of that with him being on like that, I don't want to do another take of that, fuck's sake. I mean,
I know, mate. Can you imagine that, but like, nah, we're not putting you up for a nomination for. I'm sorry, I literally just hung. I practically died on set.
hello. Soda cream all over my neck here. Know what I mean? Taking the sting away.
Oh, aye. But
Aye,
it's
but
fair
that
enough,
was
'cause I assume you're watching it, you see him kicking in the back when you're like that. Oh, know what I mean?
your wee frighty moccasins are all wriggling there. So there you go, folks. You already know that. It's a cool bit of, well, it wasn't cool for him, but it's a cool bit of trivia because he survived. You know what I mean?
Aye.
We've got other cracking things in here about the whole thing surrounding the UC's name, Clint Eastwood. And they asked him, didn't they, for permission?
Aye, but asked the bald Clint, and he was quite taken with the idea, wasn't he? Thought it was hilarious.
He was heavily tickled, apparently. He was like, "Really? Oh, yes, please." You know what I mean?
Aye, because the deal, obviously, Clint Eastwood gets mentioned quite a lot in this, but it's even like before he goes back to the past, he says to Doc, "Clint Eastwood never wore any of this," and the Doc does it as that. Who's Clint Eastwood? But there's a movie poster right beside him. It's like monster creature or whatever it is, and apparently that's one of the first films Clint Eastwood was in. But
Aye.
Marty actually
Because
points
Marty-
at it. Aye.
Aye. But it just saves his energy, doesn't he? Kind of looks at it and goes, "That's right, Doc, you've not heard of him yet." Just, again, wee things. I mean, it probably took me 20 years for somebody to point out the Twin Pine Mall thing to me. You know what I mean?
Aye. Well, that was. There's another thing like that as well. Know how it used? It was the Clara Valley, because the school teacher fell in it, and then obviously they come back to the future, and it's Eastwood Valley.
Aye.
Brilliant, man.
Eastwood Valley, man. Whereas originally it was called Shonash.
Aye.
Instead of like Shona, it was Shonash. Drunk Shonash. Shonash Ravine. And by the
John
way, see when
Connery
you
was
see
naming
it, Shonash Ravine, little slap. See when you see the ravine before the bridge is built, you're like, "Fuck me, that's huge." That's not a ravine. That's a chasm in the
I
earth.
know, mate. I know, and I'm like going. A part of me is curious, like, how did he build that bridge? You know what I mean?
Aye.
Just
I was
the
the same, man.
ingenuity.
Pop that bridge. Fucking Superman and Paw Patrol. Jesus Christ. That's a bit of work in that. Oh,
Super.
And did you know before doing your trivia that it was ZZ Top that were the band?
I had suspicions because of the beard, but I didn't really know it was them. Know what I mean? Because they've always got the sunglasses on. Know what I mean? So it was like,
Aye.
but
Aye,
that
because you
was
see their eyes in this, and you're like, you don't look old enough to be ZZ Top.
I see.
But
I didn't know
again,
if it was actually them or it was like a parody of them or something. Know what I mean? That's what I thought it was. But there's a few cameos in this. Well, right at the end, I didn't even I didn't know that was Flea for Red Hot Chili Peppers.
did you know?
No,
It was in the second one, I know.
I was like going, there's that boy. Does that with his fingers quite a lot.
Aye, mad Flea. See the thing about, did you read about the ZZ Top thing I've set?
No.
Where see that scene where they twirl the drums, it goes "Na, na, 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 na." Just before that, they done the take, the camera rang, the camera broke. So to fill in time, they said to the cast and the crew take requests, and they were all asking them to sing like fucking Hot Legs and all that, and they and ended up playing for 2 hours to their own co-workers. So one of the guys in the crew said to Robert Zemeckis, whatever how do you pronounce it, he was like, "Is that camera fixed yet?" Oh, it was fixed an hour ago, just enjoying myself. ZZ Top did a gig, man. Fucking just brilliant.
A free ZZ Top gig, you know what I mean? Oh.
Just that Flea wasn't there, he could have played the bass, know what I mean?
Exactly. Aye.
There's another couple of cameos that I noticed as well, mate. I never got their names, but looking at it last night, the guy with the Colt Peacemaker,
Aye.
he was in Blazing Saddles.
Yep. Aye.
And then the sheriff's deputy, he was Fat Leslie at a police academy. And last night was the first time I noticed it.
Oh, brilliant, mate.
And it was because he says, "Get him." And I'm like, "You Fat Leslie."
Oh, it's brilliant, man. Oh.
And so, listen, I don't want to fat shame the guy, but I'm a bit rotund myself, so I can say that shit. Like we did now, anyway.
You imagine that worked the same way for misogynists?
Aye. Well, no, we are anyway. We're misogynistic.
All the misogynists
because
could point at other misogynists. Like, oh, you can't say that.
Aye. Well, we're heterosexuals that drink beer, so we're misogynists, mate. Sorry. We've been labelled. We've got no say in the matter. It is what it is. Fuck us. Oh.
That reminds me, honestly, we one of the three old guys in the bar as well. I think one of them was is it Harry Carey Jr. And apparently he played the sheriff in Tombstone. See the one the bad guy shoots, and that's what kicks off the whole chain of events. So
Harry Connick, mate. Harry Carey is another name for suicide.
Oh, I'm no fan of Southside.
That's that suicide guy that started all this. For fuck's sake, it's taking a dip. This podcast. Aye, brilliant, mate. See that even the scenery and all that. You watch it and you feel like you want to drink a lot all the time, man, because of the pure red dust everywhere and all that, didn't you?
Yep, that's it. And again, see if this was made nowadays, mate. That's all CGI, and it's shit.
No.
Know what I mean?
Aye.
I just
guys fucking physically built that set. Know what I mean? Which is great. You just see the inception of the clock tower getting built and all that.
See, that was
Superb.
brilliant and all that because you're seeing like you say, and also when that pans up and you see what this wee tune then becomes because you've seen like Happy Valley and all that stuff, and it's like you're seeing the beginnings of the wee tune and it all comes to that cloak, mate. I thought that was brilliant.
It was.
Yes.
And then the town fair is to celebrate the fact that the clock has been built to go into the clock tower, and everybody's getting their photos taken with it and all that. And you do think to yourself, but like back then, it wouldn't have taken a lot to celebrate something because
Oh,
any wee tiny smidgen of goodness. Well, let's have a town fair. Let's talk to the mayor, the sheriff. Even that, I know when Marty walks into town at the start and he looks at the marshal's office, the marshal's away to get fucking this mad villain name. He's no here, not I mean?
I'm waiting the hanging of Stinky Lomax. Imagine that was your bandit name, Stinky Lomax. Like, fucking cut that out.
Oh,
Dirty Mike and the boys. Like.
and but that again, that ties in again with it's funny as hell, man. And then you hear people talking, and they're talking like it doesn't. What am I looking for here? It doesn't dilute the chat for your palate for this day and age. I'm fixing fan myself a turkey or something. It's the way to talk. No, that's great, isn't it?
Aye. Because see when it goes to like Marty's family and stuff, like Seamus, they've still got the pure broad Irish accents. Know what I mean? So you're kind of getting. It's like the world building into it. She's a little Lloyd.
This is all your fault. You and your fucking dick. Because Maggie's talking, and there's a stark reminder about manners. Do you know what I mean? Just a wee thing like that, where he goes, "Oh, what's your name, Mrs. McFly, Maggie McFly, and don't you be forgetting the missus now." He's like, "Oh fuck, aye, okay." Because for then on in, Marty, he's only like conversing with females as Clara, and he just says "ma'am" all the time. You know what I mean?
Aye.
You're like, he's learnt his fucking manners.
Aye, because you see, and this I know, and it's like Marty's like character arc gets changed in this as well. Know what I mean? He's not like the pure brash. Like obviously, when somebody calls him Yellow Belly, you know what I mean? He doesn't like fly into a fight and all that stuff, which comes into play at the end of the film and stuff. And like he's like you say, his manners. Aye, you know what I mean? So it was good in that way as well.
Because that accident that he avoids with the Rolls Royce, that's been an underlying thing for the very first movie. You know what I mean? And he doesn't know what it is, and Doc will no tell him. And it's a part in the second film where his music career's fucked and he's in an office job, and Doc will still no tell him. You know what I mean? But he's in, like Doc says, you've got to make your own choices, blah blah, and it happens. He matures quickly enough to avoid that accident, which is tremendous. Exactly. The other thing, which is fucking just written beautifully between the second one and this one and Clint Eastwood, is the whole bulletproof vest stuff, man.
Superb.
Is it good, bad, and ugly?
I think so, but aye.
Superb. Absolutely superb. I never knew it was a good, bad, and ugly until I watched Back to the Future 2.
Uh-huh.
And then obviously Biff's in the hot tub with the two hookers. And he's watching it and he's like, "Oh, the bulletproof vest. Genius, genius." But then you didn't know how relevant that was going to be in the third film because you'd not seen it yet. And then as soon as he bangs into that fucking stove and the door falls off, you're like, "Oh, it's roasted with the man."
Aye, it's brilliant, mate. Like he says, it's well written, brilliant. It's again, don't want to keep slaughtering films nowadays, but it is something that's missing nowadays. Like just a bit of actual thought has into fucking writing it. Know what I mean? That's
like you say, mate. We've done this with a couple of franchises where the franchise has been born by mistake, really, because they've been written to be one film, haven't they? Off the top of my head, Nightmare on Elm Street was another one, wasn't it?
Aye.
And they just kept going by the end of every film, you see, keep another one. But this one again, born accident. Whereas maybe they knew that there's too much thought into saying, we'll do a series, we'll do a trilogy. Do you know what I mean? Instead of just letting it kind of happen. Is that something you maybe think about right or something?
Aye, because because you do get that with films now, and there's things that when they do films now, right? They leave parts out or things unfinished, right? And I think they do it on purpose, thinking, right, we'll answer that in the next one, but don't do that. Know what I mean? Just tell us in this film and see if we deem this one good enough. Then the second one you can explain better. Know what I mean? Whereas there is, let's see, take Rebel Moon for instance, right? No,
Please take it.
aye, they've left that open, right? First, like, I'm guessing fucking a trilogy or at least a sequel, and I don't think I'll watch it.
No, the second one, it's done. The second one's, see at the end of Rebel Moon,
Aye.
if you let it roll a wee bit, it says the next chapter's coming in April.
Oh my
Do you know what
god,
I mean?
man. It's just
I'll need to watch it now because I'm a bit invested.
but it's just there's so many things in that are shooting off in different directions and they don't go anywhere. And you're going, what's
Well,
the point
listen,
in that?
See, when we finish this review, we talk about the twos I've watched. I like to talk to you about this film, right? We'll do that. We will.
Right.
Because there is fucking... Aye, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I like you were saying there, stuff left open, stuff no done, stuff forgot about, stuff overdone. However, there's a trait of things in these three films that are done in every film, but at no point do you think, fuck, they're doing that again.
Aye.
You know what I mean? I mean, Marty wakes, every film, Marty's knocked out, wakes up, says mum, and it is his mum in whatever
Aye.
timeline that's waking him up.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
But it fucking fits, man, in every movie.
It's not just pure overdone. It works. It's like things in Star Wars. See, whenever the heroes were in trouble, it was always like R2 and C-3PO that came to fucking rescue them in some shape or form. Know what I mean? And it just works. But
It's smashing. But however, the one thing they did change in this film, it's the only film at the three where Doc and Marty say each other's kind of catchphrase.
I mean, that was superb, but
Marty went, wait, Scat. Oh, this is heavy.
yeah, this is heavy. It's just
So
brilliant,
bad.
man. Aye. Oh.
What do you think of the plot, the plan? Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
To get the train, pushing the DeLorean, think it's done well. I mean, the model railway and all that Doc can only do is fucking smashing. But
Mate,
as a plan,
I think it's brilliant, mate. Because it gives you a problem, right? And like, we would all just think, oh, just go and get, as well, they call it gas, but it's petroleum. But but it's stuff like that. You know, see something that's so convenient nowadays, or that's an easy fix to something they've no got. And then they need to use like old forms of technology and transport to get them. I think it was just brilliant, just the way it was all done.
we're talking about how we can nitpick if we really want. And we don't really want. I mean, the three logs just came out of nowhere, right? And you could say that. I don't give a fuck. And you could also say, what is Doc wanting to burn his fire that fucking one for? But who cares, man? They things were integral to make the train go faster because, according to that train driver, it's possible, but he's never seen it happen before. Because you'd need to stoke that thing hotter than the fires of hell. Know what I mean?
Yep. Aye. But it's like it's just it just works. See, again, like we were saying, it's no stuff hasn't been overdone. Know what I mean? It hasn't been overcomplicated. It's like we've got a means of getting this done, and that's what we're going to use. Know what I mean? Instead of like building like a fucking, I don't know, a steam powered engine for the motor or something. Know what I mean? If they've been shite like that, you're going, no, that's terrible. Know what I mean?
Again, it's addressed. It's addressed at the very end when Doc has built his own time machine out of a train, and he's done it out of steam. but he's needed more time than he had to get that idea fucking up running, because he only had until Monday morning before he was going to get shot in the back, blah blah blah, which was the overlying bit of trepidation about it all, a bit of, do you know what I mean? You were worried about, but it's great. Nothing's overdone, as you say, mate. Nothing's underused either. And then there's just the wee things and all. I forgot to mention the frisbee.
Aye. Exactly, it's one of my favourite lines in it, I know. Same when Marty goes like that. Frisbee, far out. And they go, what's that all about? It was right in front of him.
I know, but Jesus. Aye. Says aye all the time. It's right in front of him. Aye. Oh, great, mate.
It's
That's
a
a crack line.
stupid. It's so stupid to throw away, mate, but it was brilliant. I was just giggling, man. Oh, superb, man.
That's I suppose we skirted there that because we just take it as read, everybody knows, but you've got to pay kudos to the comedy in this.
Aye.
It's the one-liners, the faces, and even the supporting actors' humour in it as well. I mean, the guy who plays in Shadows that gives him "Hold, peacemaker," says to him, I want everybody to know the gun that killed Buford Ten was a Colt peacemaker. And he's like, ah, brilliant. Then he just grabs and goes, you understand though that if you lose, I'm taking that back.
Aye. You know what I mean? Kind of associated with shite there. Aye.
Aye.
Oh, mate,
And then you get the Undertaker, who's in it for about 40 seconds.
Aye. Aye. Mate, that's what I mean. See, a lot of the lines I like for it, it's not just the throwaway comedy lines. Like, obviously, we see when Doc first rescues Marty, and he goes, well, you can't be going about dressed like that. You end up getting shot. What idiot dressed you like that? And he's like, you did, Doc. It's just...
Yeah. Aye. And he laughs and slaps him in the back as if it's just his pal, man. It's just, it's no acted at all. Aye, there's great comedy, great lines in it. Even the part I don't know, which isn't meant to be funny, but it is funny. And where are you going now? Back to the Future? Nah, already been there.
Aye. I see that. I know. Apparently, that had everybody thinking, "God, oh, there's got to be a fourth one." You know what I mean? And I think the writers and that went, "Nah, that was just intentional. It was just supposed to be a wee comedic line, sort of thing." You know what I mean?
So there's a big thing about Back to the Future 4, which we'll discuss in a couple of minutes, mate. You've probably seen it. I'll want to see it, and I could probably see how it would work, but I don't want it to happen. But there you go. But any other favourite lines in it, mate?
Well, it's just again, back to one of my favourite scenes. It's Doc in the bar again. Obviously, Doc's
Are you going to say this?
Aye. Marty's that. How many has he had? One?
I thought you were going to say the other thing right after it. When Buford turns up, he's like, hey, you got a back door in this place? The bartender says, yeah, it's in the back.
That's literally right underneath it.
Oh,
fucking... If you don't go out there, Clint Eastwood is going to be the biggest yellow belly in the West. Like, what?
I know. Everywhere you go, people will be saying. And then, I know, Doc, when he's sitting, he's standing talking to the barbed wire guy. And he's standing nursing this whiskey. It's a woman, isn't it? Oh, not just any woman. She was 1 in a million, 1 in a billion, 1 in a gigaplex. I had to look that up, what a gigaplex was. And by the way, I forgot already what it is. It's a vast amount of number, that. Or a body of mass, I can't remember.
Oh, it's just, mate, like we've said, mate, it's the comedic lines. The comedic lines just do it for me in this. Because they're no set up, you know what I mean? They're just like throwaway lines and they're just funny. So they just come across natural. Whereas in some films you get it and it feels like forced humour. You know what I mean? It's brilliant, man. Brilliant.
Even in the first time that Buford meets Marty in the bar with his lackeys, they're looking at him up and down and all that. What the hell is that you're wearing and all that? when as soon as he walks in the bar, one of the wee crows says, "He looks like he got that shirt off a dead Chinese." But the one of the gang members says, "Here, take a gander at them moccasins. What kind of skins is them? What's that writing mean? Nikkei. That's some sort of Indian talk."
Man, it's so mental, man. But it's even that and all. An old play on somebody shooting at your feet sort of thing, dance and all that, and he starts doing the moonwalk. Superb, mate. Superb.
See, you don't notice unless you've got the sound up to a certain degree, which I did last night. When he's doing the moonwalk, he's actually, hey, hey, hey. And then the fucking spittoon right into him.
Oh, mate. As bouffing, man. Every time.
The third bouffing.
I'm going to be sick. But I was going to ask.
The big question is, am I going to take it down a couple of notches into true what's the script spirit here? Did Doc get his haul?
Well, he's got two boys at the end.
I'm talking before that, when he stays out all night
Oh,
and he comes back in the morning and he's sniffing his wee thing and all that.
well, he's got to have, mate. He's got to have, because nobody gets up in the morning and says it's a beautiful morning. And nobody says the world. See, unless they've had their vitamins, their oats. You know what I mean? Nobody said that.
When he goes and tells Clara the truth and she doesn't believe him, all that, she's heavily put aback, you know what I mean? So
you use me like a lady of the night, you bastard.
aye, after taking 47 minutes to get all the buttons undone in this dress, you bastard. I've got look at my hands. Carpal tunnel, putting no buttons back on. Aye, there'll be no fucking hot-blooded quickie romance back nowadays, man. You need to dial it in. I'm going to ravage you in half an hour. Going to take it when you least expect it in 46 minutes.
And that is where foreplay was invented.
Aye, fucking lots of it.
Aye, you entertain yourself there and I'll get these buttons.
Oh, there's a bit I want to ask you about, mate, right, in this film. I don't know if you get the same vibe as I did or if it was actually intentional in the film, right? See when Biff is calling Marty out, right, and the guy flings a gun and he says, "I've got a gun." And then it pans to Marty looking up for under the hat. I get pure Indiana Jones vibes with that, man. Even the music in the background is a wee bit like that. It was probably meant to be like Clint Eastwood, I suppose.
Aye.
But
aye.
I was like, freaking Indiana Jones, man.
that bit he's getting set about on the boat.
Aye.
Aye. I can see where you aye. I can see how you can get that, mate, but I think it was more the Clint Eastwood thing, wasn't it? Like, kind of
Aye,
quick
probably, mate,
thing,
but see if you watch it back now, you'll not be able not to look at it from my point of view, so up you. There's a big thing in this film I never knew about, right? And I want to discuss it with you right now because I think it's fucking shocking. And it comes in the form of two words: Jeffrey Wiseman.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Wiseman replaces, would you cry him? Excuse me. I remember. He replaces the original actor as George McFly.
Yep.
And I fucking never knew anything about that.
Aye, I watched it this morning. Because the
When
original
you look at him behind the sunglasses, you can see it's not him.
I actually, the original actor, I think actually sued the movie for using his likeness without his permission.
Spring Glover was the original George McFly. He was the one-armed butler in fucking Hot Tub Time Machine, wasn't he? Yeah. I never knew. I saw that they replaced. I thought the cast was exactly the same all the way through of the main characters. But there you go.
Because it came down to contract disputes or something. I think he was getting like 200,000 or 300,000, whereas all the other actors were getting double and triple that. So he didn't think it was fair. But then hired somebody else and put prosthetics on his face. But I think he eventually sued the film for using his likeness without his permission, sort of thing. So,
Well, bastard.
aye.
You wonder if the garden was all rosy. The actor who played George would have had made a prominent film in the third movie, maybe. But he's in the is it him in the second one? I know. No, it's Glover in it. Glover's in the second one. Upside down, remember? Comes into the house and all that.
Yep. Aye.
Your
Aye.
mum sure can hydrate a pizza.
Aye. Because like I says, mate, it was the second one and the third one were filmed back to back. So that's why, because see when you see it, like when you see the first one, you go, aye, Marty and that's got a bit older. But then when you look at the third film for the second one, you go, he looks the fucking same age. And it's because of that, know what I mean?
Oh, that's great. Absolutely great. Anything else you want to add about the film, mate?
Oh, I was going to say who's your favourite characters, but I think it's easy ones picked out, isn't it?
I can't differentiate between him and between Marty and Doc because they're both as important as one another. And without the other one doesn't fucking work. It isn't as relevant because they need each other. Doc needs Marty, Marty needs Doc, and it's the same throughout the whole trilogy. It's great, mate. The other thing, very, very quickly, that I want to touch on about this movie is it makes you a wee tiny bit emotional and all. See, at the very start with the fireplace and all that, taking you back to 1955, and then at the very end, when the DeLorean gets impromptu fucking destroyed, it's Marty's face. He's like, well, you got what you wanted, Doc. And then he realises, I'm never going to see him again.
Aye.
You're like, oh, fucking hell, man.
Aye.
Eh?
That's how it was like.
Oh.
If there's one thing I can say I'm not really sure about the film, it is the ending. Because I would have. No, like obviously there's a bit like you get Doc and he's made a new time machine and he's got his family and all that, so you got they get to say one last goodbye and all this thing. But I think it would have been a bit more. I don't know, a bit better for me anyway. I'd have thought if they'd went into the tune or something, and Doc would have done something in the tune to let Marty know, sort of thing like that, like a daft statue, something like A-lines. Know what I mean?
Aye. Or that guy, Western Union guy. No, obviously no 1955 because he's probably dead. But another Western Union guy turns up. Got a letter for you here, Mr. McFly. Miss McFly, got a letter.
I know how
that'd mean genius. That'd been good.
He gives him that. See the 40? See the 40 that he's destroyed, sort of thing. And it was just the 40 in there, and you go, oh, that's fucking good, that. But because then you wouldn't have had to seen Doc's wee creepy boys at the end. You seen that wee guy? He starts doing this. Come play with us.
You're going to say that. You just beat me to it. Say hello, boys. They don't say hello. Maybe you never get home. Maybe they're robots.
You're going to think of all.
Run on steam.
See what? See when Stock and his wife dies. They two creepy bastards have got a time machine. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking. That's Pinky in the brain right there.
Fucking double Damien at only 1,000 horses. You know what I mean? But I suppose we could all think a better, not a better ending, an ending that would more suit us. You know what I mean? You're right. There could have been so much done, but in the premises of the trilogy, if it's the end where it's ended, it's perfect, I suppose. And then the best line of the whole 3 films is Doc, and it says it, and it's true to life, man. It just says, when Jennifer asks, it's erased, what the fuck does it mean? It's erased. And he goes, it means your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has. Your future is whatever you make it. So make it a good one, both of yous, which is advice to live and die for. However, Doc's got a fucking time machine, so you can fuck up anybody's.
Oh my god, I burnt my toast. Right, let's hop into the fucking time machine. Aye.
Oh.
Aye. That is my super.
You getting out of 10, mate?
I'll get a 9, mate. A 9.
I'm a 9 and all. So am I. I think the other two are like 8.9s. They're just behind it. They're fucking smashing. So there we go, folks. That was Back to the Future Part 3. I don't believe I'm going to have anybody listening to this podcast that's never watched it. So I'm not even going to say, if you've not seen it, get it watched. What I will say is, if you've not seen it in a while, get the 3 of them watched.
Aye, I'll just leave ITV on, right? And nature will take its course.
Aye, ITV2 on, and it'll be on 1 minute. So it really will. And then later on that night, it'll be Lethal Weapon 3 or something. That was fucking another half as well. Channel 5 is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, aye. Oh, aye. Oh,
So,
superb.
anything you've been watching, mate? We'll go back to this film.
Aye. I just went through, like, I watched a comedy one about my father. Robert De Niro in it. It wasn't so happy, but this so. I did watch that Silent Night, the one with Joel Kinnaman.
Aye.
It was a bit so and all.
I didn't hear good things about it.
Aye.
Mr. Woo, but my pal John Woo, who still tags me in fucking Instagram, by the way.
Aye. Yeah, I watched
Well,
that.
does he tag me? He likes some of my shit.
I watched the new Hunger Games one. It's a bit PP.
No into it. No into it at all.
I watched the slasher one, Thanksgiving as well. That was actually alright. So if you've not watched that, maybe give that a go, because you like your mad people running about with sharp objects doing people in there. And
Aye,
obviously
I do.
the fucking the demon child that is Rebel Moon.
Aye, so let's discuss Rebel Moon very quickly, right? First of all, and I think you've got to agree, there was 10 plots after 10 different fucking films that were stole, weren't there?
Aye.
There is the whole who the fuck's the main character here after a certain time. Do you know what I mean? And you're at that film, you're at that film, you're at this film. There's the whole fucking Star Wars thing, obviously, with the Leia, and then there's the whole fucking, oh, it's my daughter. Your head's busting with information in it.
Aye. It was just too much. It was like fucking. It was like trying to cook something in the kitchen, and you've just got random ingredients. You know what I mean? Here's a bit of rice, and we'll put in some cauliflower. Like that. What?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Too many ingredients to. How do I make this Weetabix?
Pour in gunpowder. What?
Aye. I watched it, and I watched it like I'm starting today now with films. I'm putting my phone to fuck and watch them now. The way they're meant to be fucking watched, because you can. I've caught myself just no taking anything in, sitting with the phone, looking at it, and all that shit. Anyway, so I watched it, and I thought I'm at the end of it, I'm thinking about it, and I picked up my phone, I put on IMDb, and I'm like, what am I putting in here? And it was either a 5 or a 6, and I think I put a 6 in because it was just past. I was like, did I like it? I didn't know like it. There's a lot to know like about it, but it was a lot. It wasn't brilliant. And it wasn't fucking god awful. Some of the effects were superb.
Aye, some of them were well done. I liked the baddie in it. I think we both said that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But mate, it was just fucking. I don't know, man. There was just too much going on. It was like weird. It was
weird.
It was like the Magnificent
like
Seven in space, and you're going, what?
Because it was meant to be not Earth. You know what I mean? It was meant to be like a dystopian fucking future, but no Earthlings, but so many earthly references, and there's a level of gore in it, I know, which was quite fucking. Your man Francis there, he was a bastard in it.
It was. I don't know, mate. I don't see the whole thing is, mate. I don't know if it knew where it wanted to be. I think that was part of the problem. I think it was just a case of get that looks cool, that looks cool, that looks cool, throw it together and see what happens. Because it's just
and Mads, Charlie boy ended up a pure prick in it, didn't he?
Aye. And it's just, I could see that coming. I'm like, why are you? And then I don't get the whole thing I know. Like, a different version of the cantina for Star Wars, but it was a gay bar.
I know. See when it done that cantina bit, and I'm like, surely it's not going to have wee pans at different levels to show you all the aliens, and it fucking done it right away, man.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
Just like it done in Star Wars. Oh, look at all the aliens we've fucking prosthetically made here, man. You need to see these before we get into the next dialogue.
Aye,
You're like, oh, fuck, come on to fuck.
Aye, mate,
Stole so much.
Aye. I mean, I tried to take the best bits of Star Wars and other films and then just try and throw it all together. And
See, even her on that planet, right? The farmers, all the good farmers and all that, and she's there. You're like, there's Bucky in Wakanda. You know what I mean? Out the field, fucking doing a bit.
On it. Aye, you definitely stand out. What's the matter with you?
Exactly. Why is nobody else on this planet and this farm asking more questions about her? They're just going through him with a beard that he gets done in right at the start, sure, doesn't he? I can't go home because he's the big, what is he? An Ant-Man again. He's a yellow jacket. Corey Stolman. I can't go home, man. He's a bad actor. He gets done in right away. Where is this? This fucking Norway.
Aye. Mate, the whole thing just seemed very aimless. Like, up until near the end. And even then, you don't know what's going to come about with this then. Because the bad guy really get beat. So are we just doing the same thing again?
Aye. They get killed, and then the very last fucking hidden scene is a mad entity power machine thing reenacting him. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, man? He's coming back. See him and Aussie, his introduction into the film as well, when he arrives on that planet. It was very much like Inglourious Bastards.
Aye.
You know what I mean? Oh, delicious glass of milk here. I mean, it's very much that. I'll be your pal and all that if you fucking give me your grain. I've not got enough. Oh, is that right? Bang, bang, bang. Fuck you. You're giving us all your grain. I'll be back here in 6 weeks, you nomad. It's just, there's so much to talk about it, but I find now, thinking back, I have forgot a fucking hell of a lot of it. So it's no stuck as much as I thought it would.
It'll be interesting because I think the Seismic Boys are reviewing it. So
I look forward to that.
I'll see what they've got.
But the second chapter is definitely April, coming to Netflix in April, because it says it right away after it. So you're like, hopefully it's just a trilogy, but you never know. Maybe this film is just trying to get fucking so much in to set up for two belters, but there's a lot of blockbuster thievery for the one movie, I just think.
I mean, I'd be very surprised if there wasn't some sort of plagiarism lawsuit at some point. Because that Asian woman that's in the film, she's practically running about with two lightsabers.
Forgot about that. You're right. Forgot about that. Like, come on. Aye, do you know who I think wrote this film? The two writers at Elf. The two guys. What if we do this? Aye, they bother me.
Aye.
But that was good. Once again, I know fucking woman's the hero and all that jazz, but it wasn't terrible. It's worth a watch, man, but I wouldn't get the family around to watch it, fuck's sake, I'll tell you that. Only other thing I can remember watching there is I've just finished it was the Fall of the House of Usher. And it is fucking tremendous, mate. I swear to God. Get it while it's hot on Netflix. I can't remember if it's, I think it's 8 episodes. It's like 8 films, mate. All about the one story. It's just over an hour long every episode. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. So get it done. Or I will slap thee. I think I'm the only guy on the planet that's not watched that Michelle Keegan thing. Just because Michelle Keegan's in it.
I have watched it. That's what I said to you, mate.
Donna says to me she watched it and it was meh.
I'm not doing series, mate. I've gave up. The only one only series I went and watched there was Slow Horses again, the third series, which is smashing. But I want films, mate. I want good films. I want a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Aye. Do you think? You probably answered your own question there, but do you think movies and cinema are suffering
Aye, so
because of streaming?
Yep.
Because of streaming.
100%. I can see now. Let's see if there's a Marvel film or anything made by Disney. See if you wait 2 weeks, it's on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need to go to the pictures. You don't need to whatever. Know what I mean? But see what a lot of things are doing now. They're making limited series, right? And they're making them like an episode. So they're giving you like an 8-hour film, but it's like a TV series. But what happens, see when they're doing that, for me anyway, what I find, see some of the episodes, there's a lot of dead space in it, and it's just pure shit. Whereas see if it's a film, you're trimming here and there out of that episode, and then it's one big film.
You're right. See, out of these 8 episodes of Follow House Usher, I think there's one.
Mm-hmm.
One, it's still a good episode, but there's one that's not up to a par with the rest, and that's it. And it's not at the start. So if you're going to just break your own ban, please watch that, because I think you'll love it. But if you don't, tough shit, innit?
That's it. You can only have it hope. That's just it, mate. It's because it's like you find yourself and you're going like that. There's no good films coming up.
You find yourself now.
Whereas I remember years ago, mate, it was a plethora of films for you to choose for, you know what I mean? Now you're like this. I wouldn't normally watch that, but I'll watch it and see if it's good.
Aye, that's what I mean, mate, because you're right, it was films. You went to the fucking Blockbuster and rented films, because if you didn't watch films, all you had was channels 1, 2, 3 and 4. There was no streaming. Anything that was streaming was on channel 1, 2, fucking 3 and 4, which was shite and jobby. But they now they'll just get so much choice, so much dilution in the movies. I can't remember if I said it on our podcast or I said it to you off camera, but I do think cinema will be dead within the next 30, 40 years, if no sooner. The art of going to cinema, it's no sustainable, in it, no, for an actual picture house to stay open anymore.
That's it. Because there's no enough coming up. There's not enough to get people into the cinemas.
Right.
It's just, they don't do it anymore. Like,
no, if people can't get out their bed to go to McDonald's, but do you know what I mean? They can just do that now and get a fucking Big Mac meal to their door.
That's it.
But I go to pictures day.
That's what I mean.
I don't want to go and do a pish, mate.
When I remember when I was younger, that mate, you had the Harry Potter films and you had the Lord of the Rings films coming out the same year. You know what I mean? It's
the times, weren't they?
Aye, golden times.
Whereas when you were that age, no, I'm going way back, man. I'm a wee boy. I've got the whole Star Wars, Superman stuff, Indiana Jones, all within that 5-year period, and your head's swimming with the movies and that, you know what I mean? But they're still standing the test of time today.
There was things coming out, there was stuff to look forward to, and for lack of a better saying, there was things happening in films, you know what I mean, that you were like that going, oh, I can't wait till that comes out, I can't wait till this is happening, or blah, 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 blah. See, no, there's none of that. It has to be like just one-off films now, and you need to hit and hope with them, sort of thing. So I can't remember.
We discussed at the very start, mate, like you said, your point of being you're getting told by critics and all that long before the films came out how good it's going to be, or if you should watch it or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Fuck you.
But rant over.
Rant over, mate. All I will say is, for all the naysayers out there, go and watch The Flash, mate. Go and watch fucking Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Two of the most, I swear to God, they're fucking great. See if you just like superhero films, are fucking smashing.
I actually like Shazam.
There we go.
Yeah, I actually like Shazam.
Aye. go to the house. In this house. I'm like, the house, is that the house across the road?
Aye,
I've got
in the West Wing.
in the West Wing there. So aye. But we'll call it a wrap there for our first episode back of 2024. Forgot to say Happy New Year, everybody. But that's because we're no dicks, you know what I mean? We don't say it into February. But it is still January, I suppose. But thanks very much, everybody, for sticking with us through our hiatus. We are now back. We're bad, we're fat, we're mad. We're going to be hopefully bringing you some super content on the weekly, providing my kids go to school and me and Chris have got the same weekday off and all that kind of jazz. But we'll be back. You will notice that the Instagram page is down, it's away, it's done. And I'm after Twitter. So that's Chrissy's baby. I'll be doing Instagram stuff through my own page though. And Chris will be doing Twitter and what's that other thing we're on TikTok, innit?
There's so many. So many.
So you'll be doing TikTok and Twitter, I'll be doing Facebook and Insta. So, and the YouTube obviously, and Spotify, and fucking Google Music and Amazon Music and all the listening platforms you can hope to get us on. We are there, including Amazon Prime Music that you don't need to pay for, which is quite good. So before we go, Christopher, I believe I chose this film this week.
Yes. And
Many weeks ago. Have you got a thought in mind for one? Or we got about 10 in the go?
I've narrowed it to 5.
Oh, smashing. I'll not push you on it then. We'll discuss that.
I'll tell you once we finish, but it will be resolved. So I'll probably watch the 5 of them to say, right, we're doing that. So
so thanks very much, guys. Once again, keep it what's the script and cheery bye.
Cheery bye.
The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.